In a typical fashion, I kind of got lost on the way down looking for the cars because my apartment is off up there somewhere, so this is going to be entertaining. One of the cars is leaving already, so we gotta go. Welcome to the next gear show. Welcome to Mallorca, and this is the main event. We're launching this car today, which is the plug-in hybrid and the hybrid version of the car. It's a new car for Lexus. It's actually quite interesting. Some really weird things that they've done with it, like they've done away with sort of door handles, so it's kind of touch thing. It's open here and it won't open if there's someone in your blind spot. So if cyclists come along, the car won't open from the inside because it's kind of a feedback system. It's an odd system that they're trying to use. Lexus have been competing quite heavily with the luxury brands, and even last night throughout the press conference they were talking about Mercedes, Audi and BMW for everything. And so the more they kind of talked about that, the more we realised that their main target here is the mid-spec stuff. And yesterday we drove the ES, which is the main competitor for the Audi A6, the E-Class, the 5 Series. This one is more like X3, Q3, those cars are in the middle of that spectrum, and it really does look very different from what you would find on the road normally. We're going to go for a spin now in each one of these throughout today. We're going to try the plug-in hybrid first, and then we're going to go to the hybrid one after that and see how we get on with the two of them. But so far it's looking something really different on the road, and I kind of like that.
It's on the inside where Lexus have shown what they're going to do with the new design. Gone is the touchpad, replaced with a big touchscreen that worked well enough, although like most touchscreens, it can be a bit fiddly. Most of the controls are still on proper buttons. It's one of the best made interiors on the market today. There's also the reversing camera mirror, which takes a lot of getting used to.
The camera? How strange. The car is, how would I say, it's different, and I kind of like different, and I'll explain to you what I mean. So, you know, the Germans had their own way for a long time, and that's I think what the key is here. It seems unusual, but the more you start looking at what the Germans are doing with their cars, the more you realise that Lexus is on a bit of a winner. Everything has changed in Lexus for some strange reason. They've basically thrown out all the things they were good at and replaced it with other stuff that they're good at. So they've gotten rid of the touchpad thing that was here in the middle. Now it's all touchscreen on this enormous screen. Comes in two sizes. There's a 9-inch one I think we're getting, and this I think is a 13-inch one. We're getting that one in Ireland. The bigger screen will be optional, but the little touchpad thing is gone. Wireless charger here in the middle. They've changed the gear stick as well. The gear selector is different. It's just a sort of a switch like you'd find maybe in some of the Toyota brands.
300 meters, right turn at the end of the road.
She is really polite. Can I just find out? This is, as I said, the hybrid one. So you have a 2.5 litre petrol engine in this. It's the same engine in all of the Lexus range now, in all the Toyota range. There is no diesel version of it. And at the moment, there's no full-time electric one. That doesn't mean there won't be one, but there's one right now. Ads are lost already. I love the heads-up display. That's quite nice. Now, this side of the road, that way. Yeah, that's good. Always got to do that when I go overseas. There's always a moment you look at the road and go, I definitely have to be on this side of the road. The things you touch is very important in this car, and that steering wheel is gorgeous. A real feel of leather and luxury off it. Things that are really changed though is the door handles. The door won't open. You hear that? Nothing's going to happen here when I try and open the door. So you can't open the door. You can override it, but it won't let you open the door immediately on its own. It's kind of an interesting idea, I suppose, with the automated stuff. So there's automated driving in this as well. So Lexus are really trying to get themselves away from the traditional with this car, and are trying to do something a little bit different. I kind of like it. The rear view mirror is weird. The camera mirrors, I don't get on well with these because you've no idea how far away that car is from the back of the car, from my car. I can't tell because I have no point of reference. I can't see the rear view mirror, I can't see the mirror, and I can't see the back window either. So I have no idea. A frame of reference distance is a problem. Maybe it needs a little measuring thing. Like, he seems very far away now in that camera, but he's probably not as far away as I think. Ride and handling, as always with Lexus, it's very, very impressive. It just cushions out the road very nicely. ES did yesterday as well. They really do that very well, that luxury brand feel to the whole thing. It really does work very well. I have a heads-up display in front of me that shows me what I'm doing on these touch pad things that are on the steering wheel. They're okay. I suppose you get used to them very quickly. It's not that they've cheapened it like some of the rest of them. A lot of the car brands these days are putting in little plastic black covered things, and it feels a little bit cheaper on the car, whereas this feels like luxury. Graphics, very good, very impressive on that actually. It's very responsive. You can see it updating itself there very quickly across the screen. And as usual, you get that noise, which I'm not impressed with. One thing Lexus can't do or won't do is the noise of the car. It just sounds like a traditional petrol engine doing its job. Nothing particularly wrong with that. They go for efficiency. You can hear now when I take my foot off it, it's deathly quiet, like it's gone off and pops back on every once in a while. You can hear it. Now later in the afternoon we'll be plugging in the plug-in hybrid version of this as well, so I'll have a spin on that too. So I'm going to leave my sum up until I've driven that car. So I'm driving the PHEV version of this car now, which is a full plug-in hybrid, seemingly a range of about 90-ish kilometers, depending on how well it's been charged up and going. I'm still suffering the same problem with the headroom in here. I still don't think it's very high.
Right turn.
It seems to be coming down on my head. It's just kind of it's a weird sort of a seating position. But that aside, it's kind of odd to get into the car and there's no noise of engine at all because it's fully charged. Or well, nearly fully charged anyway. You're in front of a Caravelle there. These small little tiny roads. But this is the F Sport one, so it should be a little bit more solid on the suspension. But other than that, they don't really do a whole lot more for it. It's got 300 and something horsepower, combined horsepower. And you can plug it in and charge up every day, so that keeps the EV types happy as well. My God, the road's flooded as well. Deadly. It's raining in Mallorca a lot today, so we have to drive through. We have to wade a bit. We're going to wade through the water. Yeah, wait, it's fine. It's good. It's all right. It's okay. The heads-up display is actually really good. When you're coming to a junction, it pops up on a screen in front of you. It seems to hover like 2 or 3 feet in front of the car, showing my speed and the sat-nav destination. We drove to one this morning and it had the same screen in it. Now there's a 9.5-inch screen, which is the standard one we're going to get in Ireland. That is going to be an optional extra, but would also be standard from mid-spec upwards. So we're going to get that thing, a big screen, in the higher grade ones. And it's very good. I do have some problem as a passenger with it though, as we had, Mark was my chauffeur earlier on this morning, Mark Noble. You should subscribe to his channel as well. And when he's driving and I'm sitting in the passenger seat, that is tilted so far away from you that it feels a little odd, because you have to sort of lean over as a passenger to stab at the various things on the screen to make it happen, make it work. Yeah, I suppose you get used to it, but there is an element of just kind of annoyances to go with it.
400 meters, right turn.
She's going to keep on talking there, right? You get used to it, all right? There's a button for everything. I kind of like that. The physical buttons all around, but there is this sub-menu within the menus here for the sat-nav, which is right beside the end button. It's very easy to hit the end button when you're looking for the menu for your heating controls, which can come up as well. But there is physical heating knobs here and some buttons to go with it. And the electronic rearview mirror, I wouldn't really bother with it. If I'm dead honest with you, it's kind of gimmicky to me. It doesn't really help the reversing situation when you're trying to get around. It's just there in your face, taking up space.
In 600 meters, straight on at the roundabout.
So we have another hour and a half or something of driving to do on this leg. We already this morning did a couple of hours across the mountains. So it is quite a bit of driving. We are getting very used to the car. One thing I will remark on is these door handles have to be pulled twice to open the door. Now, that's different from all of the... I get it, it's different. But it's also kind of annoying, because when you pull it, it's not open the door. You pull it again to open it again, and passengers have to do the same thing. All the doors are the same. It's a safety feature that they're bringing in. The idea is that you pull it once, and then it'll make you check the rear view situation before you pull it again. And it's also got cyclist detection on all of the doors, and it won't open if it detects traffic or a cyclist coming behind you. So as a safety thing, I suppose it's pretty good. As a usability thing, kind of annoying.
Take first exit.
No bother, love, yeah. Going through the first exit. She's so polite. I've never heard her voice before. Whether it's electronic or not, I don't know, but I'm used to hearing the other woman that's on all the German cars. It ain't her.
Second exit.
Steering is very lively in this as well. This has a little bit firmer suspension, F Sport 1, than the other one.
Straight on at the roundabout. Take second exit.
I'm used to her. Hey, I'm used to her. It's fine. I can watch, love. This one has the F Sport suspension, so it does feel a lot more firm on the road than the one we were driving this morning. It doesn't feel any heavier, and the PHEV one continues with the same size boot. Lexus claim to be biggest in class, 500 odd litres or something, but they say it's the biggest and is not intruded by the batteries, which are all under the floor. This doesn't feel any heavier than the hybrid one we're driving this morning. Feels sort of the same, if I'm honest. So far, but that's a harder suspension maybe in it too, you know. We're out in the motorway now, just joining a little bit of motorway section, a little bit of dual carriage, you know, motorway it is, and we're going to push it up to speed and see what that battery does. It says to me in the screen 32 kilometres is what it says, the range it's got in the battery, so I don't know where they got the 90 kilometres, a little under 3/4 full, it says, not quite half full, but it's not quite full either. Seems weird. The different modes, of course, you can hold on to power if you want. You press a button here, it says auto, EV, HV. No signal to say I'm doing EV mode, yeah. Auto, EV. Only auto or EV. So either it's going to do it itself or it's not going to do it. You can hold another button to make it charge the battery. So you press that and now it's engaged the petrol engine on it. It's trying to hold on to some of the charge or recharge some of the batteries. So there is some settings and things to change. 90% you probably jump into the car and just press go till you forget about it and just drive on. So that's usually what happens. Anyway, this is on sale this month. We don't have a price yet. We're waiting for Eamon Ryan to do his thing in the budget ban. He wants your money. He wants your tax money. He wants to take it off you. They're waiting to see what happens to the grants before they announce the prices of this. And of course, the grants are going to be screwed with, and they're going to mess with the tax bans and things as well. So there's a lot of that coming. That's not announced yet, so I don't have a price to give you. I'll put it out on social media when I find a price belonging to the car. I'd expect them to be incredibly competitive compared to the three big Germans, which would be the BMW, Audi and Mercedes range. This will compete, so you can expect an incredibly competitive price, and you can expect that Lexus will do everything they can to pilfer a little bit of that market, that SUV market, when it comes in. And you know what, it's definitely something different. I really do like it. I think it drives very well, it goes very well. If you compare it directly to a petrol version of the cars that we're talking about here, not the diesel ones they're going to go, then you've got a good car, a decent car, and it looks really good and is something totally different on the road, and I really like it. So yeah, it's a good car. It's got its annoying points, but it's a bloody good car. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've hit the subscribe button. You subscribe to Martin Alba's videos as well. He's here sitting beside me like he's...
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, no problem. There's a little plug, see? You subscribe to him as well.
We hate each other, really.
We do, yeah, we don't get on at all. It's absolutely no way we can talk to one another normally.
So rude to me.
Bob's nasty. Check out the rest of the videos that are there. When this lands in Ireland, I get a spin in it as well and see what it looks like. Hopefully they'll keep an S-Sport, because I kind of like the S-Sport one. It feels kind of more solid or something than the last one. But thank you very much for watching, and until the next time, I'll see you on the far side.